Grand Rising, my beautiful kings and queens. It's your girl Mell B live on Lux Radio Network. It's Thursday, December 11th, yeah. And we are rewinding culture to remind us where we came from. Throwback Thursday is more than nostalgia. It's about honoring our roots, the movements, and the milestones that shaped us. From music to history, from fashion to freedom, today we celebrate the past that fuels our present. So let's take a journey back and carry those lessons forward with pride. All right, on to our affirmation of the day. And I read, I carry the wisdom of the past. I stand proud in the present, and I build a brighter future. Throwback Thursday is about honoring our roots. This affirmation connects heritage and history to today's actions, reminding us that our past experiences, good or bad, are lessons that strengthen our journey forward. All right, our word of the day is frowsy, which means having a messy or dirty appearance. So I'm quite sure you can use that in a sentence at least 5-6 times today. All right, and our phrase origins of the day. Today's phrase is double dog dare. It's a U.S. playground phrase dating back to the early 20th century, intensifying the simple dare. So by adding double dog, kids raise the stakes, making refusal socially harder. It reflects childhood culture of testing courage. So it's like I double dog dare you to jump off that roof. I don't know if I said double dog. I think I had to go one above, and I was like triple dog dare you, because I know you ain't gonna do it. All right, and our news headlines today for each of our favorite cities. For New York, we have a federal judge rules that the Justice Department can unseal and release investigative materials from the sex trafficking case against Ghislaine Maxwell. The federal judge also blocks the Trump administration from deploying the California National Guard in Los Angeles, halting a controversial move to use state troops for federal enforcement. Chicago, a workforce housing complex in Mount Prospect trades for $75.3 million, signaling continued strong demand for suburban rental real estate despite broader market fluctuations. Atlanta, the Invest Atlanta Housing Committee convenes for its monthly meeting to discuss new development initiatives and the allocation of funds for urban redevelopment projects. In Houston, editorial board issues a pointed critique of the city's handling of the Third Ward, calling for Mayor Whitmore to lead a stronger charge on protecting affordable housing in the historic neighborhood. Washington, D.C., the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, issues a harsh warning that the new defense bill could undermine critical aviation safety changes proposed after the recent collision at the Reagan National Airport. Miami, Democrat Eileen Higgins makes history by winning the mayoral runoff election with 59% of the vote, defeating her opponent to become the first woman elected mayor of Miami. Tampa, the Tampa City Council hosts a public hearing to receive community input on the draft 2025 annual action plan, which outlines strategies for housing affordability and community development. Newport Richey, morning, Dad. The City Council conducts a work session to discuss the future of the solid waste program, specifically focusing on the collection of payments and service improvements for residents. Milwaukee, Joel Brennan, a former top cabinet official for Governor Tony Evers, officially announces his campaign to run for governor in 2026 election. Jackson, Mississippi, education officials unveil a broad, bold new plan aimed at improving literacy rates, specifically targeting support to help more Jackson third graders read at grade level. Vancouver. Emergency services coordinate evacuations in part of rain-soaked southern British Columbia as officials monitor rising river levels and potential washouts. Toronto. Federal Minister Dominic LeBlanc reassures the business community that the U.S. administration is likely to uphold the CUSMA trade deal, easing fears of a trade war that could impact Toronto's financial markets. Bless up, Jamaica. Kingston, the National Water Commission announces an extension of its amnesty program for micro, small, and medium enterprises, giving businesses until December 31st to settle outstanding arrears. Montego Bay, new data reveals that passenger traffic at Sangster International plummeted by over 73% in November, highlighting the severe toll Hurricane Melissa has taken on the tourism sector. Ocho Rios. Local officials celebrate the official reopening of the Ocho Rios cruise port, marking a major milestone in the island's recovery efforts following the devastation of Hurricane Melissa. Negril. The Sunset at the Palms Resort officially returns to full operation, welcoming guests back to its 85-room property after completing repairs from hurricane damage. Cayman Islands. Samori Scott, Chief Business Officer of the Health City Cayman Islands, is honored with the prestigious 2025 CMEX Leadership Award in Miami for his contributions to the Caribbean tourism and healthcare. Bahamas. Tradewind Aviation launches new scheduled flight routes to the Bahamas, increasing connectivity to Marsh Harbor and North Eleuthera travel. Nigeria. Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo attributes the sharp rise in domestic airfares to a scarcity of serviceable aircraft and maintenance challenges rather than government policy. And Ghana. Tensions rise as Ghana deports a group of Israelis in a retaliatory move following the alleged mistreatment and detention of Ghanaian travelers in Ben Gurion Airport. All right, on to our weather. New York, partly sunny skies during the day, becoming clear at night. Only with a high of 35 and a low of 20% chance of snow today. Los Angeles, sunny and pleasant with clear skies overnight, with a high of 78 and a low of 61. Chicago, cloudy and cold with a chance of snow showers, with a high only of 28 and a low of 20. Winds from the west at 8 to 15 miles an hour. Atlanta, partly sunny during the day, becoming clear at night, with a high of 50 and a low of 34. Houston, sunny skies with cool evening, high 67 and a low of 48. Washington, D.C., partly cloudy and cold, with a high of 45 and a low of 32. Miami, cloudy with a slight breeze, clearing up at night. Your high today will be 75 and the low will be 61 with a 10% chance of rain. Tampa, sunny and mild with a high of 60, low of 49. Newport Richey, sunny and clear with a high of 63 and a low of 47. Milwaukee, cloudy with a biting cold. Snow showers are likely today. Your high is only of 21 and your low will be 14. Jackson, sunny and clear with a high of 55 and a low of 32. Vancouver, light rain continuing throughout the day and night with a high of 46 and a low of 42. And the chance of rain is 40%. Toronto, mostly sunny during the day, turning cloudy at night, high of 22 and a low of 17. Kingston, scattered showers are expected with a high of 89 and a low of 72. That chance of rain is 40%. Bay, scattered thunderstorms are likely, high of 86 and a low of 76. Ocho Rios, light rain and cloud with cloudy periods, with a high of 85 and a low of 77. Negril, heavy thunderstorms possible during the day, 7 and a low of 78. Chance of rain is at 36%. Cayman Islands, partly sunny with a chance of scattered thunderstorms, high of 85 and a low of 78. Bahamas, partly sunny and breezy with a high of 76 and a low of 71. Excuse me. Nigeria, scattered thunderstorms and warm with a high of 87 and a low of 73, with only a 35% chance of rain. And Ghana, partly sunny and humid with a high of 85 and a low of 78. All right, on to our sports coverage. Last night, there were no NFL games. However, kicking off week for Thursday night football, we're going to have the Falcons will face the Buccaneers at 8:15 tonight, Eastern Standard Time on Prime Video. And on to NBA. NBA last night games, there were two. We have the Thunder over the Suns, 138-89. The Thunder dominated in their quarterfinal matchup and securing a spot in the semifinals. The Spurs over the Lakers, 132-119. The Spurs advanced to the NBA Cup semifinals behind Stephen Castle's 30-point double-double. And in the NBA tonight, we have the Celtics and the Bucks. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They will actually be at the Forum in Milwaukee, and you can watch that on NBA League Plus. We also have the Clippers and the Rockets. Tip-off for them is at 8 p.m. as well. They'll be in Houston, and you can also watch that on NBA League Plus. We also have the Trailblazers and the Pelicans at 8 p.m. With an 8 p.m. tip-off. They'll be at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. You can also watch that on NBA League Plus. And we have Nuggets and the Kings. Tip-off is at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They will be at the Golden One Center in Sacramento, and you can also catch that on NBA League Plus. All right, on to our daily feature today, which it is Throwback Thursday, and our spotlight is sports nostalgia. It's Throwback Thursday, and today we're taking a trip back to the hardwood and the gridiron to relive moments that remind us why sports are more than just games. They're stories of resilience, culture, and pure magic. So regarding basketball nostalgia, Allen Iverson's crossover in 2001. Iverson's fearless move against Michael Jordan wasn't just a highlight, it was a cultural shift. His swag and style refined basketball and influenced fashion, music, and the generation of next players. But we also have Michael Jordan's flu game of 97. Despite battling illness, Jordan still dropped 38 points in the NBA Finals. It became this ultimate symbol of perseverance and legacy. In football nostalgia, we have David Tyree's helmet catch of 2008's Super Bowl. Against all odds, Tyree pinned the ball to his helmet, helping the Giants upset the undefeated Patriots, a play that lives forever in Super Bowl history. Then we have Bo Jackson's Monday Night Football run of 87. I remember that one. Bo's 90 just a sprint. It was proof of his legacy, his legendary two-sport dominance. Because you remember he was playing football and I think it was baseball at the same time. Tom Brady's 28-3 comeback in Super Bowl of 2017. They were down 25 points, but Brady led the Patriots to the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, cementing his GOAT status. But we also have tennis. I don't want to leave my girl Serena out. Serena Williams' early Grand Slam wins from 99 to 2003. Serena captured her first U.S. Open title, and by 2003, she held all four majors. Her dominance redefined women's tennis and inspired millions worldwide. So from Iverson's crossover to Tyree's helmet catch, from Serena's rise to Brady's comeback, these throwback moments remind us that sports are about more than wins and losses. They're about heart, resilience, and the unforgettable plays that inspire us to believe anything is possible. That's the power of nostalgia. It keeps the fire alive. Right on to our book club where we are reading the 18 Laws of Human Nature. And today's law is the law of generational myopia. So, which is pretty much means how each generation sees the world through its own lens. Every generation tends to dismiss the wisdom of those before and underestimate the drive of those after. So Green explains that this blindness creates tension and missed opportunities. Recognizing generational perspectives expands vision. So in business, bridge generational gaps by valuing both experience and innovation. And in life, learn across age lines. Wisdom and creativity exist in every generation. So the law of generational myopia reminds us that respect across ages opens vision. All right, on to our cause of the day. Black business holiday support. So the holiday season is critical for small businesses, and initiatives spotlight Black-owned enterprises to strengthen community wealth. So the U.S. Black Chamber's Holiday Gift Guide showcases over 100 Black-owned businesses, making it easier to buy Black during the season. Programs like the Business Initiative aim to support 1 million Black-owned businesses by 2030 with training, coaching, and digital tools. Grants and resources remain available in December to help Black entrepreneurs scale. So every holiday purchase is a chance to build community wealth. Supporting Black businesses means investing in resilience, creativity, and power. And it keeps our money like other communities do, in my opinion. All right, on to today in history, December 11th. In 1936, Edward VIII abdicates. The British king gave up the throne to marry American divorcee Wallis Simpson, reshaping the monarchy. In 1941, Germany declares war on the US, following Pearl Harbor, Hitler's declaration to World War II. And in 1946, UNICEF was founded. The UN created UNICEF to aid children in war-torn countries, later expanding to global child welfare. All right, on to African American history. PBS Pinchback sworn in 1872. On this day, Pinchback officially assumed office as governor of Louisiana, cementing his place in history. Then we have in 1926, Big Mama Thornton was born. Blues singer Willie Mae Big Mama Thornton, famous for Hound Dog, was born. Her work influenced rock and roll. And in 1917, we had the Houston Mutiny executions. The U.S. Army executors after the Houston Mutiny, a tragic example of racial injustice in military history. Morning, Ray. African American scientists and inventors. First up, we have Archie Alexander, civil engineer responsible for major infrastructure projects, including building bridges and parkways in Washington, D.C. Then we have James Andrews, a mathematician who co-proposed the Andrew-Curtis conjecture in group theory, still unsolved today. And we have Leonard Bailey, the inventor of the collapsible folding bed, a precursor to the Murphy bed. All right, on to our back to roots segment, where we spotlight today festivals and celebrations. which are living archives of culture and community. So origins, African festivals were tied to harvest, ancestors, and the rites of passage. Traditions carried into the diaspora shaped African American celebrations. So, like today, we celebrate Juneteenth, Ogun Day festival, which honor the Aruba deity of the river, Oshun, and Kwanzaa, preserved heritage and pride. So the festivals unify communities, transform culture, and honor our ancestors. So the modern influence, African American festivals blend African traditions with contemporary culture and fostering identity and activism. So first, we have the preservation of cultural heritage. They act as living museums, ensuring that traditional knowledge, languages, and art forms are transmitted to the younger generations in engaging and practicable ways. The affirmation of identity for the African diaspora, they are essential mechanisms for reclaiming a past that was violently disrupted, providing a necessary space for pride and the celebration of resilience and survival, pretty much in any culture. That's why we have these festivals. And there are many. So festivals are more than gatherings. They are history in motion, teaching pride and unity, and also history. So Back to Roots today just reminds us that celebration is resistance and heritage is joy. So be proud to know where you come from. All right, on to our fact or fiction. Today we have a conspiracy theory, the QAnon's Big Tent. So QAnon began as a friend but evolved into a big tent conspiracy, uniting beliefs about UFOs, Bigfoot, and political plots. Researchers note that more than 75% of Americans believe at least one conspiracy theory, with QAnon gamifying participation online. So QAnon shows how conspiracy theories adapt, packaging diverse fears into one movement. So that's just, you don't know what to believe online. Some things are true, some things aren't. You just got to sift through all the BS. So QAnon proves conspiracy theories aren't just fringe, they're mainstream, reshaping culture and politics. So you just have to do your own research. Go down them rabbit holes, see what you can find. All right, in our What's the Word segment today, it's TikTok AI Yearbook 25 trend. So TikTok users are flooding feeds with the AI Yearbook 2025 filter, which reimages, their photos as retro-style yearbook portraits from different decades. So the role in social media, it taps into nostalgia, letting users see themselves in 70s disco glam, 80s neon, or 90s grunge. So the AI tool generates multiple portraits, sparking creativity and playful identity exploration. The trend has gone viral globally, with celebrities and influencers joining in, making it a cross-generational hit. So it also shows how AI-driven nostalgia connects people across age groups, blending technology with cultural memory. Those AI tools on social media are just, they really good. They're really nice. All right, on to our tech tip of the day, which is cybersecurity offboarding checklist. So secure employee offboarding is a major blind spot in small businesses IT. So the steps you have to take to offboard an employee is recover or wipe company's hardware, disable accounts across Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace, change shared passwords. That's very important. And audit software licenses to avoid orphaned subscriptions. In other words, ones that have not been used in a long time. Document repeatable process to prevent data leaks and wasted budget. So why you need to do this? It protects sensitive data and saves you money. Critical for small businesses scaling into 2026. So you have employees that are no longer at your company, um, apps or programs you're not using or you don't find useful, just get rid of them, because no matter what, those things still have data on them, and that can also harbor data leaks. So you want to be able to save your company money, and any kind of lawsuit, you know what I mean? Because these data leaks are coming up everywhere, but people have to go ahead and clean out their systems. All right, on to our finance tip of the day: year-end tax moves. So USA Today reports new tax deductions for 2025, including auto loan interest, expanded SALT deductions, and a $6,000 bonus deduction for seniors. Energy efficient home credits expire on December 31st. So helpful tools are IRS Direct File, expanded to 24 states for free filing. You have TurboTax Taxcaster for estimating deductions, and donor advised funds for charitable giving. So acting before year end can lower your 2025 tax bill and set you up for a stronger 2026. So our fun fact of the day is, like I mentioned earlier, UNICEF was founded today in 1946. And it just reminds us that the global responsibility to safeguard children's rights and futures are very, very important. All right, our holiday of the day is it's International Mountain Day, established by the United Nations in 2003 to highlight the importance of mountain ecosystems. Mountains provide fresh water, biodiversity, and cultural heritage for nearly 1 billion people worldwide. Climate change threatens mountains glaciers, impacting water supplies globally. Celebrating this day raises awareness of conservation. So a tip for today is take a hike, watch a documentary on mountain cultures, or support organizations protecting mountain environments. All right. And I quote, "I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept." End quote. Angela Davis. Activist and scholar, Davis spoke these words in the fight against systematic injustice. And this quote highlights empowerment, transforming frustration into action for social change. All right, on to our music and entertainment section. Today we have Chili of TLC launches a new reality dating show. Rosanda Chili Thomas of TLC and her partner Matthew Lawrence announced their new reality dating series, Second Chance Love, premiering on New Year's Day 2026. Chili's move into reality TV reflects on how veteran artists expand their influence beyond music, shaping narratives about love, resilience, and representation. TLC's legacy as one of the best-selling girl groups in history adds cultural weight to her new venture. So from No Scrubs to new love stories, Chili is bringing heart and history back to reality TV. All right, and in our celebrity gossip segment, Venus Williams and Andrea Preti are engaged. Tennis legend Venus Williams reveals she's engaged to actor-producer Andrea Preti, casually announcing it during a post-match interview. So Venus's low-key reveal contrasts with the spectacle of other celebrity engagements, showing how public figures choose different ways to share personal milestones. All right, who's got a birthday today? Celebrity birthdays today include Monique. She is 58 today. Mos Def is 52. Jermaine Jackson is 71. and DJ Yella is 58. All right, on to our lifestyle segment. Today's soul food recipe is chicken and dumplings. Ew. A hearty stew with tender chicken and fluffy dumplings, symbolizing warmth and family gatherings. Our beverage to pair with that would be peppermint hot cocoa. I can see that. All right, on to our men's health tip today. Monitor blood pressure. Silent hypertension is common. However, if you go to the doctor and make that get that annual checkup, you will have all this tested for you. So monitor that blood pressure, fellas. And you still got a couple of weeks to get that annual. Women's health tip, practice mindfulness to reduce stress and improve sleep. Okay. There are things that you can do to help the mind sleep and reduce stress. There's one thing in particular. I know it works. It works for my sister. So, yeah, but I can't say it online. But if you know, you know. Relationship tips today for couples, celebrate the small wins together. Acknowledge progress, not just big milestones. Friendships, share a throwback photo to spark nostalgia. And family, create a family playlist. Everyone adds a favorite song. Our household chore today is going to be, we're going to dust those ceiling fans and light fixtures before holiday gathering. And last but not least, we have our daily horoscopes. We're with Aries. Aries, today, your boldness pays off in career matters. Expect recognition. Relationships thrive when you slow down and listen. Your lucky numbers today are 3, 9, and 17. Taurus, financial planning is highlighted. Small adjustments bring long-term stability. Love feels steady and comforting. So your lucky numbers today are 6, 14, and 22. Creative energy flows. Perfect for pitching ideas or starting projects. Romance may surprise you with exciting news. Ooh. Lucky numbers are 5, 11, and 23. Cancer. Emotional fulfillment comes through family and creative pursuits. Avoid impulsive spending. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 18, and 16. Leo. Recognition boosts confidence. Love brings joy and health improves with balance. Your lucky numbers today are 1, 10, and 19. Virgo. Patience is key. Don't rush decisions. Family support helps you embrace imperfections. Your lucky numbers today are 4, 12, and 20. Libra. Your ideas gain traction. Social appreciation grows and romance feels harmonious. Lucky numbers for you today are 7, 15, and 24. Scorpio. Transformation defines your path. Career shifts bring opportunity. Honesty strengthens relationships. Your lucky numbers today are 9, 18, and 27. Sagittarius. Mercury in your sign sharpens your mind. Optimism fuels both career and love. Your lucky numbers today are 3, 12, and 21. Hard work pays off. Success in projects and financial gains. Love feels steady. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 17, and 26. Aquarius. Clarity in personal life emerges. Honest conversations mend misunderstandings. Your lucky numbers today are 11, 20, and 29. And Pisces. Career dissatisfaction shifts as you reconnect with purpose. Trust intuition in relationships. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 13, and 25. All right, on tomorrow's show, which is Feature Friday, I will be spotlighting The Secret Life of Trees. I will have more horoscopes and weekend life picks. So don't miss tomorrow's show where we dive in deep into nature, culture, and cosmic guidance. So right this time, I would like to say, oh, good morning. Morning, I Spy. Thank you to our sponsors. So I would like to shout out Bellow Burn Hot Sauce. Turn up the flavor, feel the burn. Bellow Burn brings heat to every bite. RAS Herbals, rooted in tradition, powered by nature. RAS Herbals keeps wellness pure and strong. Colorane Candles, light the moment, lift the mood. Colorane Candles glow with soul. And Urban Madness, Universal Madness, sorry. Style without limits, Universal Madness makes the streets your runway. All right, for our announcements for today, tonight, watch Chief and Go at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Lux Radio Network on all platforms and luxradio.com. Also, with luxradio.com, we have an app for Android users. So you just find the app Lux Radio and download that app, and you can listen to the radio station all day, anywhere, from anywhere on anything. So we're working on the one for iPhone for Apple, and that will be coming soon in 2026. All right, so that is all the time we have today. So let's get out of here and attack the day. You know, like you just found forgotten cup of coffee with the perfect temperature. Coffee's nasty anyway. So ugh. Until tomorrow morning, family, this your girl Mel B saying stay fly, stay grounded, and don't let nobody steal your shine. Period.